And for that, well, we're just going to have to make Maria's ricotta pie, because I had this when I was visiting her another time in Sicily. My husband and I were invited to her house for dinner, and this is what she made for dessert. Starts out with ricotta cheese, and this is sheep's milk ricotta. And now, to this, I got about 3 cups here, and we wouldn't be able to have sheep's milk ricotta, so what we want is whole milk. 1/2 cup of sugar goes into that. I'm just going to mix this in, and then we want some chocolate. Now here's just milk chocolate that's been chopped up. About 1/2 cup goes in, and a little bit of vanilla goes in. And that's all going to get mixed up, and actually you could do this ahead. If you wanted to do it the day before, you could do it the day before and set that aside. So while that's in the bowl, let me do a little bit of a trick here using an orange. We want a little bit of orange zest in this. And here, if you put a piece of parchment paper over your grater, well, you won't have all of the orange zest stuck to the grater. You can just lift off the paper, scrape off the excess from there, and just take it out, you see? And nothing sticks to the grater. So now we can push that out of the way. Let me mix this all up, and it's smelling wonderful. And of course, this is about the same type of filling that you would use to make cannoli. And for the dough, you want to have some flour ready. And here we've got 3 cups of unbleached flour. And to that, I want to add a pinch of salt. And then you want a stick of butter to go into that. Slightly cold, so in that goes. And then what you want to do is get the butter incorporated into the dough, you see, just like so. And then have ready 3 large eggs. And you want to beat the eggs up with a whisk, just like that. And in Sicily, of course, I had fresh eggs every day right off the farm, and that was absolutely wonderful. And that can go in like so. And then you want to start mixing this up. Get it into a ball. And what you need to do here is add some cold water as you're going along. It all depends on the size of the egg you're using, of course. So as you get this dough into a rough state, well then begin adding a little bit of ice water to it. And then work with your hands until you can get it into a ball of dough. And you will want to take this out and knead it onto a floured surface. And now we need a little bit of flour on the board. And now this is going to make enough to fill a 9-inch pie shell. This is a 2-crusted pie. And what you want to do is roll out the dough. Now let me get my rolling pin. And here it is. And you see how easy this dough rolls out. And now what we need to do is put our filling in. You see how easy this goes together? And this is enough to fill a 9-inch pie. Here's your top crust, one already rolled out, and you want to put it right over the top, you see? Just like that. Let me get this out of the way. And then just pinch down those edges. And then with a small knife, oh, here's one. Yes, of course. With a small knife, you just want to go around and take that excess dough off. You see? I mean, this is really going to be wonderful when we have it all done. And then, when you're done like that, well, you want to brush the top with a beaten egg. But first you have to do what Maria does, and that is poke some holes all over the top crust, you see, just like that. Isn't this wonderful? And then the egg wash goes over the top, and meanwhile you have preheated your oven to 375 degrees. And this is going to bake, oh, just until it's nicely browned. Then, if you really wanted to be creative, well, you could take those little cutouts, and I did this ahead for you, you see. You can just cut out little figures or a little little leaves or whatever turns you on here, and just put them along the pie crust. You see, isn't that pretty? Boy, I wish Maria was here. She'd probably love this. There. Isn't that nice? That's all ready to go into the oven, and then I would just carefully brush the top, you see, and get it all nicely egg washed up, and then that goes into a 375-degree oven. And you let it stay there until it's just nicely browned.